Hi, everyone, and welcome to Wapakoneta High School here on this GA Windsor & Son High School football preview. Doug Fry, the head coach of those Wapakoneta Redskins, joining me, Chris Parks. Got about 7 or 8 good minutes with Coach here, so let's start things off here. Let's reflect a little bit on last year, Coach. 2012, a 7-3 year, including a 4-game winning streak to end the season. You got to be happy with the progress your team made, probably, especially in that second half of the season.
Well, we finished 7-3, and our first goal is to have a winning football season. So, an attribute to our seniors is they did a good job of leading us, and we had a good athletic football team a year ago. We had some injuries at the end of the year. We lost our quarterback, Kyle Gibson, which hurt us a little bit. But just like any other team, you got to kind of overcome those injuries. And Cody Morgan, our young kid, came in and did a good job. And that hurt us last year a little bit because of the turnover time, but it's helped us this year by getting him some experience.
Yeah, he came in last year. I was going to ask the next question about him. He came in for Kyle last year, played a great second half of the season. He'll be just a junior this year, so you'll have him coming up this year and also the year after that. How'd you see him grow last year in his time at quarterback?
Well, I was confident that he could be a tremendous quarterback for us. I really was. And, he had been playing DB for us. We brought him up as a freshman. And, we knew he could do that. It's just we weren't giving him a lot of quarterback reps at that point. And then 2 of the 4 games we played, last year's weather was just monsoons. It seemed like every week. 2 of the 4 were just in terrible conditions, including his first one at St. Mary's, which was probably the worst conditions. And so, that wasn't easy for a young guy to step into. But our kids around him did a great job and picked up the pace, and Cody has what we call a lot of moxie. He really does, and he handled the situation well.
Yeah, did a great job, as Doug mentioned. 7-3 a season ago for these Wapakoneta Redskins. Coming into this year's team, expectations always high in Wapak since you took over. Now in your 4th season, you guys have had a winning record in each of your seasons here. Do you think that will continue again this year with this crop of kids?
Well, I strongly believe that. As a coach, you wouldn't want to believe any other way. You can't always control the bounce of the ball or the injuries and the little things that happen, and there's a lot of great football teams in this league, and so we know we're going to have to play week in and week out. But I think we've gained confidence that we can be competitive here. I would hope the 1-9 and 2-8 years of Wapakoneta football are long gone, but we know we have to bring it every Friday and work hard to have a chance to do that.
Things you guys did over the summer months in June and July to prepare for things. I know you were a retire rehire, so you've been kind of busy with that now. What was that process like, and what did you guys do this summertime here?
First of all, retire sounds like a funny thing because I don't feel that old yet. But even though there were days and 2-a-days I did, but
you're not really retiring from this, though. That's for sure.
Right. Well, I was going for 60 days, so I was a spectator. But our coaches did a tremendous job. Coach Patterson was with me at St. Mary's, and he's our D coordinator, and my son Bo is our O-line coach. So those guys covered things along with the rest of our staff, and they did a great job of getting our kids in shape, running the 7-on-7s, doing the little things. And I thought our kids worked really hard. As a matter of fact, from the standpoint of conditioning, I think this is the best conditioned football team we've had since I've been here in the 4 years. Now, we've got a lot of kids to replace. We're an awful young football team, especially in the skill areas, but our kids worked hard at the weight room and conditioning part of things.
Yeah, you lost a guy like Johnny Crawford last year, lost some key running backs as well, too. Who's going to fill into those key skill positions for your team this year? A lot of youth, you would imagine?
Absolutely. We're a very young football team. We lost 21 seniors from a year ago. We lost Johnny Crawford, Jensen Miracle, Kyle Gibson, Josh Wendell. We lost all of our DB core back here. So we are young in the skill areas all the way around. A lot of juniors ready to step in, and we want to see if we built the program here or not. And we talk a lot about that to be able to step in and take care of those openings.
Now about a week or 2 into camp here, have you seen some of those guys really fighting for positions, trying to get a spot on that starting, 11 either on offense or defense?
Well, I've been happy with the work ethic of our kids. They have a spirit about them, they have a heart about them, and they're working extremely hard. So I'm confident we'll get those spots filled. But with the 3 teams we face out of the gate, it'll have to be awful quick.
I was just going to make mention of that here. They take on Bellefontaine in week number 1, then Kenton in week 2, Elida in week 3. That's a really tough start. Traditionally, you guys have done pretty well in your tenure against Bellefontaine in week number 1, but you say the Chieftains are a much better team this year coming up?
Much better. Toby Smith has came in from West Liberty Salem. Toby has had great success wherever he's been. They opened up with Winton Woods in their first scrimmage and played really well. And they take on Kenton in a scrimmage this weekend, and then they also scrimmage at Pickerington Central. So they're a spread team, an athletic spread team with a good quarterback, and It's going to be a test right out of the gate. And what we ask of our kids is to play hard and keep getting better. And I have confidence our kids will do that.
Speaking of spread teams, Bell Fountain, Kenton, and Elida, your first 3 weeks, all of those teams are spread. Defensively, the adjustments you'll have to make in those first 3 weeks, and what can we expect out of that defense to try to catch up with those skill guys on the other teams?
Well, it's going to be difficult. I think this is one of the best Kenton teams in a long, long time.
Think so?
Yes, and
okay.
And I think this team has a lot of skill coming back and a very good team. I think Elida's going to be very good, and like I said, I think Bell Fountain's going to be a lot better. So we're going to have to play extremely well and do the little things well, and I'm confident our kids will be very competitive.
Yep. Hopefully, Wapakoneta will do the same thing again. 7-3 a season ago. Coming back, you said you don't have a whole lot of experience with skill guys. How about the offensive and defensive lines? Was there more, experience on those parts now?
Well, we're very experienced on the offensive line. We returned 4 of the 5 starters up front, and they're not small hombres up there either. There's some big kids up front there, so it's a pretty good group of kids as far as the size goes. And we got to get them to do the little things now. And Thomas Shaneline returns at D end. He was an outstanding player for us a year ago, along with some kids that saw some part-time action up there. Of course, Zach Smurgy returns at linebacker and fullback. So we have some kids to build around, and how quickly we can fill those other areas will be determine how successful we are.
Before the season even starts, you guys will take on Findlay in a scrimmage coming up this weekend, and also you guys have Minster coming up as well, too, a scrimmage you guys will have here at Harmon Field. 2 really good opponents to get you ready for the season.
Well, I think it'd be quality competition. Tiffin will also be involved in our scrimmage, and they were 11-2 a year ago. Finley was 9-1 a year ago, and Minster had a good run too. So I think it's a good scrimmage schedule. It should prepare us, and as long as we can keep getting better, I think we got a chance to have a decent season to maybe a great season.
Who are a couple guys that have maybe kind of surprised you so far through camp that have really stepped up this last week or two and have really shown you something maybe you didn't expect out of them?
That's a great question. First of all, Aaron Huffman, our backup quarterback, will be the guy that really jumps at us, and he's a 6'4" sophomore quarterback, and he's done a tremendous job. And then some of our young D linemen have done a nice job up there, and there's a number of those kids. So a miracle kid, Jensen's younger brother, has stepped in and done a nice job. So we're starting to get some brothers and cousins coming through the program, some relatives, a bit of a tradition here that we're building. We have great freshman numbers, great junior high numbers. Where our varsity numbers are down just a little bit because we don't have as deep of a senior class, but we have very good junior and sophomore and freshman classes as far as depth goes.
Now in your 4th season here as the Wapakoneta head coach, do you feel like you really have a real strong grasp on the program, and do you feel like the community and the players and your staff have really embraced what you're trying to do here for the Redskins?
I really always have believed that it takes 3 years to get where you're comfortable at, and I thought we progressed to that last year. And I really think that in year 4 we've turned the corner from the standpoint that kids understand when we step in and talk about base wing tee things and base defensive things, they already have done that all the way through the program. So they have an understanding of what's going on. It allows us to get young men ready quicker to play for us. And so, yeah, we really believe that we're getting where we need to be program-wise.
All right, that's going to wrap up our first segment here with Doug Fry, the head coach of Wapakoneta. When we return, we've got a couple seniors we're going to talk to here on this GA Windsor & Son Pigskin preview from Auglaize County. Welcome back to Wapakoneta High School in this GA Windsor & Son Pigskin preview. 2 players joining me now, a junior, Adam Henderson, sitting next to me, and Zach Schmergy, the senior fullback and linebacker down there on the other end of our set. Let's start first off with you, Adam. A couple weeks into camp now. I'm sure a lot of running conditioning going on. How hard is Coach Fry working you guys right now?
He's been working us pretty hard, but like he said, when he was gone, our assistant coaches did a nice job of keeping us in condition, so we're in pretty good shape.
Do they work you as hard as Coach Fry does?
I mean, it's a different type of work. He's obviously more intense, but yeah, it's just different coaching.
Good words there for Coach Doug Fry. Zach, you'll be a fullback and linebacker on this team. Let's talk a little bit about the offense at your fullback position. A lot of guys returning on that line. You're returning as fullback. Is there a lot of experience with this offense being really physical going forward?
Oh, yeah. Our offense is very physical, our up line. We returned 4 of the 5 starters, so that always helps. The 5th kid that's coming in that hasn't started, he's experienced. He had a little bit of time last year, so our line's very strong and physical this year.
You've had some older family members go through this program as well, too. What have your older brothers and cousins and everyone kind of taught you about Wapakoneta football?
They always taught me just to go hard and to live in the weight room. They said the main thing to do is just go out and try your best. Don't do anything else.
Just go out and do your best. Always good words of advice there. Adam, you'll be playing running back this year and also outside linebacker. What can we expect out of the tailback position? Will you be one of those guys toting the ball, and who's going to be getting a lot of the carries for this team this year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much offense I'll play yet, but I'll be starting on defense. I'm more of a backup on offense. But right now we have Keaton Metz and Logan Martin running our tailback, and then Zach Schmergy and possibly John Eaton. So
some guys to look forward to for Wapakoneta coming up this year. Adam, how have you seen Cody Morgan? He's going to be a junior this year. He's going to be playing quarterback. How have you seen him progress so far through camp?
He's progressed a lot. I know last year he was put in a tough position coming in after Kyle got hurt, but he's really done a nice job, and he's gotten a lot better this year, and it's taken more leadership of his team.
Wapak will need that leadership experience here whenever they take on their first couple opponents, Bell Fountain, Kenton, and Elida. I tell you what, Zach, that's a tough start to the season here. Week 1, Bell Fountain, then Kenton, Elida. It's going to be quite difficult here for those first couple weeks. I'm sure you guys are prepping hard for that.
Yeah, our first 3 weeks will be very difficult. We open up with 3 spread teams, so since we're so young in the skill area, our skill players will really have to step it up, and we'll have to do our best and defend.
Zach, you'll be playing linebacker as well, too, alongside Adam. What can we expect out of the defense this season? Maybe some schemes, some sets you guys are going to run to throw at your opponents?
Oh, we're just going to go man or zone. There's not much set scheming to it. We're just going to play as hard as we can and go at them.
Just match up or maybe lay back.
Fly to the ball.
Fly to the ball?
Yep.
You guys were 7-3 a season ago. You don't bring back a whole lot of returners. As Coach said, you graduated 21 seniors. So the underclassmen here, now that you guys are a little bit older, just the goals have to probably be the same as well, too. And I'm sure Coach Fry's instilled that in you guys, hasn't he, Adam?
Yep, he has. We have a lot of goals, and we always set personal goals, and we have them hanging on our lockers, so we know each day what we need to do. And we have individual and team goals. So,
Zach, what are some of those team goals coming up this season?
Oh, we have to become a team. We have to be one. We can't have people that want to do their own stuff. Everybody has to be on the same goal and do the same things that they need to do.
A lot of numbers out for this year's team as well, Zach. A lot of guys coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot. My senior class is a little low. There's only 14 seniors this year, but there's a bunch of underclassmen that are going to help us out this year for us.
One of those guys will be Adam here, just a junior. How's the junior class looking, Adam, being one of those guys? What do you think of your fellow classmates so far?
I think our junior class doesn't have a lot of experience varsity time, but we have guys stepping up, and we're looking good and getting prepared.
Getting prepared for the season. Are these Wapakoneta Redskins 7-3 a season ago, and hoping to do bigger and better things here in 2013. Time to take a break. When we return, 2 more players will join me for our final segment here at Wapakoneta on this GA Windsor & Son Pigskin Preview. Our final talk here and chance to catch up with the Wapakoneta Redskins on this GA Windsor & Son football preview. 2 more players joining me, Casey Stauffer and also Wyatt Harrison, both guys seniors, both guys playing on the lines. Casey is on the defensive end of things, and Wyatt will be playing offensive guard. Let's talk about the state of these lines, Casey, with you. Offensive and defensive lines, a strong point for this Wapak team, you think, this season?
I think we're going to do really good with our lines this season. We've got big guys, which is always an important factor, but besides being big, they're smart. They know what their position is. They know what they're doing. We rough each other up each day, so we're used to the physical abuse, but honestly, I think we'll do real good with our linemen this year.
Wyatt, has camp been real physical with those guys on the offensive, defensive lines? A lot of pushing and shoving. Any heated moments at all in practice here so far?
Oh, you're always going to have heated moments, even with teammates, but that's part of becoming a family. You're going to have some fights there, but coming as one and getting past those little fights and those little heated moments, that's what makes a team. And of course, you're going to have those. So, yes, we have actually.
Okay. Casey, one of the seniors on this team, you guys have had a great run for your first 3 years here with Coach Fry, now into your 4th season with Coach. Can we expect another winning season, you think, out of this Wapak team?
I honestly believe that we'll have another winning season. This last 3 years, we've had the biggest winning streak in Wapak history, and I'm hoping to keep that going. We've definitely been practicing hard, and in past years we have really good records, so I believe we'll do really good this year.
Why, as I mentioned, Coach Fry in his 4th season now. What do you like most about his coaching style, and How does he kind of amp you guys up for practicing games?
One thing I love about Coach Fry is that he's blunt. Okay, he doesn't sugarcoat anything, and he tells you straight off the bat.
I don't think he does at all.
If you're slow, you're slow, and he's gonna tell you that. And he's gonna want to make you faster. And if you don't want to get faster, then he's gonna make you run. But he's gonna make you better because that's his job as a coach.
Yeah, he's certainly done a great job of that here, instilling the winning ways for the red and white here at Wapakoneta. Casey, goals you have for yourself as an individual this year? Let's start with you, and then maybe some of your team goals.
Well, as a senior, we always hope to. Every senior hopes to go to state, I would hope, but that's definitely one of my goals. I want to stay as a team. I don't want to have, like this past year, a lot of drama.
Okay.
If some people can't handle being told what's up, but I'm hoping as a group we'll stay together. We won't have anybody quit, and we'll just stay strong as a team.
Wyatt, coming up this season, another tough WBL slate. You play all 9 teams, as always in the Western Buckeye League. Then you open up with Bell Fountain. Out of those 9 WBL teams, who's your biggest rival and why?
I would honestly have to say it'd be Kenton because coming from either side, we don't like each other, and I'll say that right now. I don't like them, and they don't like me, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna use it on the football game.
You guys lost to them in 2011. You guys beat them in 2012. They have a great team coming back this year. Casey, what's that rivalry been like the last couple seasons with those Kenton Wildcats?
Kenton,
what's that week like leading up to that matchup with them?
Oh, man. I remember seeing freshmen. We played them as freshmen. We lost. And as playing JV, I never got to play them again because there's always the last game. And I'm ready to come back and bring back what they brought to me my freshman year, honestly. So.
Kenton, a playoff team, probably maybe this season. You guys are hoping to be in the playoffs as well, too, here. That's going to wrap up our segment here with the Wapakoneta Redskins, and it has been a blast. Casey Stauffer and Wyatt Harrison, our last 2 guests here. Also want to thank Adam and Zach and Coach Doug Fry as well, too, on this GA Windsor & Son Pigskin preview from Wapakoneta. I'm Chris Parks. We'll see you next time on the West Ohio Sports Network.